Have you ever said to yourself, I'm sure she knew this word on Monday, but it's Tuesday and she acts like she's never seen it in her life. Help! First, the good news. This is normal. For a learner with Down syndrome, this is the normal process until retention becomes permanent. Now, the better news. There is a way to accelerate permanent retention if you understand how her brain likes to learn. Here's the formula. Speed plus size plus frequency. Speed plus size plus frequency. So let's talk about speed. The brain likes to learn quickly. If you flashcards the slow, traditional way, it puts the brain to sleep. So we follow the lead of educators who for decades have taught with right hemisphere learning techniques, and we use Fast Flash. The flashcards are limited to 5 or 6 cards in each group, and they are flashed very rapidly. 2 per second is ideal. Just try it, experiment with it. That's fast. But the brain likes to learn fast. Some research shows that the transmission of information across neurons can be up to 200 miles an hour. That's really fast. So the brain likes to take in information fast, and you will be amazed at the retention when the information is given that fast. The retention shoots up. Let's talk about size. In the beginning of the reading process, our learners typically have underdeveloped or immature visual pathways. So our job is to bring the maturity of that visual pathway along. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, for instance, the visual maturity that it takes to recognize the big yellow M sign for McDonald's is worlds away from the visual maturity required to recognize tiny little black squiggles on a page. So we start big. Big is better. Take a look at my spaghetti book or any of my other reading books on my website, and you'll see what I mean. Why do we use the larger type? Because it's easier for the brain to recognize. The brain likes it. So let's talk about repetition. Whether we learn to ride a bike or play the piano or learn anything at all, we learn by repetition. So each time we repeat that action, that information travels across neurons and synapses. And with each repetition, the myelin sheath on the neuron gets thicker and thicker and thicker until that is permanent. We never forget how to ride a bike, right? We also never forget how to read once we've mastered it. I watched my son Jonathan, now 35, who learned to read with this method at age 5. And his reading is effortless. He's not thinking about reading. He's just looking for the information in the text, just like you and I read. It's automatic, effortless reading, orthographic reading, effortless. We get there with speed, size, and frequency. Oh, and one last word. Please don't use rebus in teaching reading. What is rebus? It's the technique of using a symbol or a picture or an icon to represent a word or part of a word. In the classroom, you'll find rebus used either below or above the text that it represents. Please don't use this. It confuses the brain. Where's the brain supposed to look? Oh, at the picture, of course. It's so much easier to look at a picture than to try to decipher squiggly little black text lines. In the UK, that same system is called InPrint, and its use there is just as unfortunate as it is here in the US. Please don't use it. It confuses the brain, and it, most importantly, delays learning. The brain is very confused about where it's supposed to look. Using rebus also gives a false impression of vocabulary mastery. It seems that the learner has learned that word. He's mastered it. But take that word and put it in a line of pure text, and he's never seen it before in his life because the brain has never had a chance, a proper opportunity to actually learn that word. So remember, speed, size, frequency. That's the magic formula for retention. Along with, as I've said so many times, high interest materials. You use high interest materials as a base, meaning materials that are of high interest for that learner. So experiment with this. Let me know how it goes. You can email me through my website or you can put a comment below. So take care and I'll see you next time.